Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host Myron. Today we've got BELLE, MEADE, and Nelson Brothers. Look, one is a reserve 108.3, one is the new Nelson Brothers 107.8. So I really want to get into these two. They're pretty much one and the same. We'll get into that in the breakdown. The other bottles you see on the table, they're there because they come from lost episodes. I did something with my SD card, had to reformat the disc, lost everything. So I just reshot the video for the benchmark. If you get a chance, go back, check it out, like, comment, subscribe.
Bottle drop, bottle drop, bottle drop.
There's an interesting story behind the Nelson Brothers brand. So they started out sourcing their product with BELLE MEADE, and the reason why is because their great-great-great-grandfather, Charles Nelson, he had his own distillery. It was Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery. He didn't distill BELLE MEADE, but he was contracted to sell BELLE MEADE. So when the BELLE MEADE distillery burned down, he saw an opportunity. Hey, I'll start distilling the BELLE MEADE at my distillery and then we'll still be able to sell it. So I see what the brothers are doing to try and get their name back in the running. They can come out with the BELLE MEADE kind of like their granddad did. Their great-great-great-granddad. Their great-great-granddad really was into producing Tennessee whiskey. I don't know if it ever took off or not. I know that the brothers are at the point of where they're trying to make it take off again. But I see where they're going with this. So you put out BELLE MEADE, you put out your source stuff, kind of like the same stuff that your great-great-grandfather put out, and then you put out your own stuff when your name has enough recognition. Now, their name tends to have enough recognition now, so they're able to put out their own distillate. Now, this is not their own distillate, and contrary to what people have believed or the rumors, BELLE MEADE is not going away. If you have it in your market, it's in your market until the bottles are gone. But it will be a Tennessee only release. So it's not going away necessarily, but you will only be able to get it if you make a trip to Tennessee. Let's just get straight into it. Let's get into the nose first of the new Nelson Brothers. There's a slight waxiness. It's very floral. It does have a lot of fruits in it. I do get an alcohol punch. However, it doesn't burn my face off. It's just slightly there. There is a hint of brown sugar and a touch of citrus, and that's pretty much it. Let's go into the Old BELLE MEADE Reserve. I fell in love with the Old BELLE MEADE Reserve. BELLE MEADE Reserve was the first bourbon that I had that hit my tongue and it just started dancing. It danced on the front of the tongue, the sides of the tongue, the back of the tongue. I mean, this was great. And everybody who would listen, I would tell them, if you have a chance, go out and get the BELLE MEADE Reserve. Punches with a little bit more alcohol in the nose, maybe because it is 108.3 where this is 108.7, so there is a little bit of a proof point difference. It's not necessarily one, but it's enough to maybe make a difference. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't pick up much but the alcohol and a slight apple note. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. That's kind of weird. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go ahead and I'll take a sip of each, and then I'll try and get some more nosing notes and get some more tasting notes, and then we'll go from there. So first tasting notes are going to come from the new Nelson Brothers. Plum, apple, alcohol, some raisin. Yeah, plum, raisin, alcohol, I'm not picking up any of the sugars. So no brown sugar, no confection sugar, maybe a little bit of raw sugar, but cinnamon, a little bit of barrel char on the back, and that's pretty much it. I do like it. I like it a lot. Like I said, my memory, sometimes your memory can trick you into thinking something is better than it was. My memory has me believing that the old BELLE MEADE 108.3 is better. We're gonna find out here shortly. So let me go to the palette of 108.3 and see what it does. Yeah, nothing but alcohol still comes out of the glass. I thought that I was gonna be able to get something else. There is a hint of lemon, but that's pretty much it. Flavor-wise, the old 108.3 comes off thinner. It's like a thinner raisin water. Look, don't take that the wrong way. This is still good. I do get a little fruitiness in it. I just can't pick it out. This one, it does come across a little thinner. I'm gonna go back to the new Nelson Brothers. It seems to have more going on in the nose, more going on the palate. It has a little more creaminess. There is no vanilla, there is no brown sugar, there is no regular sugar. It's more like raisins and plums. And that's, yeah, like I said, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go back to the old BELLE MEADE one more time. This used to be my favorite. I'm starting to pick up clove and I'm starting to pick up more spice. This one is a touch spikier than that. It comes off as thinner than the new Nelson Brothers, and it comes off as spikier than the new Nelson Brothers. Now this used to be a cast strength bottle, but they decided to step away from the cast strength because they thought that there were too many inconsistent bottles that came off the line. So they went to a 108.3, tried to tighten up the consistency a little bit and bring it back down and give the customer a better experience. Now, that's not to say that this bottle isn't good, but I'm gonna have to go with the new Nelson Brothers. The new Nelson Brothers happens to win out. It's a little bit lower of a proof, but this one just seems a touch spikier. This one seems more well-rounded. I seem like I can pick out more flavors in this one. This one is just all around better. The nose comes off better. There wasn't much to pick out of each, but the nose comes off better, the palate comes off better. With that being said, let the whiskey flow, never run out unless you're headed to a drop. Till next time.